Hey y'all, welcome back. If you are new here, welcome, and I hope you consider subscribing to the channel. Today I want to talk about the mystery around Mitch McConnell. So over the weekend I heard several news clips and saw some videos about this whole thing. So apparently, if you haven't already heard, he has been in the hospital for over 3 weeks. And there was a 911 call that was released, and there was a reporter, and I can't remember her name, but she did, I guess through the Freedom of Information Act, get a recording of that 911 call. And EMS was sent to Mitch McConnell's home, where a male was found unconscious and CPR was in progress. Now, this was 3 weeks ago, y'all, and no one has seen or heard from him. I know that Senator Mike Johnson did say that he spoke with him the day after he was admitted to the hospital. So there's a couple of things wrong with that. If you don't know, I am an RN, have been for 18 years. Whoever they are who found Mitch McConnell unconscious, there's no telling how long that he was down, and by the time EMS got there, I mean, who knows? He could have gone for several minutes without oxygen before CPR was started, and I believe he is 80 something years old, if I'm not mistaken. And guys, I just don't see people of that age group surviving a cardiac arrest. And they were saying cardiac arrest, not a heart attack. So a cardiac arrest is more severe, and I won't get into the details of that, but he was in cardiac arrest, which means he was not breathing. He was already down when he was found. So the rumor has it that he is on life support. And 3 days after he was taken to the hospital, his wife, who is Chinese, took off to China, I believe. She is from a billionaire family who does a lot of trading, I guess, between Taiwan and China or something of that nature. But y'all, if my husband was laying up in a hospital bed unconscious, the last place that you're going to find me is at an airport to leave the country. I will be by his bedside until they actually pick me up and carry me out. So the thing that the conspiracy around this is that Republicans are trying to conceal this until August the 3rd. I believe, because I think after August the 3rd, or before, if a seat is vacated before August the 3rd, there has to be a special election. But I want to say that it's, if they wait until August the 4th, that someone can be selected or appointed versus being voted in. We all know that Mitch McConnell has had health issues for quite some time. And y'all, what gets me, we have got to put in term limits or age limits or something. Mitch McConnell, I don't feel, has been mentally or medically fit to be a sitting senator in a really long time. Yet he is, even now, who's calling the shots as far as his seat? He hasn't voted lately, I don't believe. So who is doing all of this? If he is in the hospital and incapacitated, somebody needs to fill his seat, or I don't know. First of all, we need the truth. The American people need the truth, because at the end of the day, the American people are his employers, and we deserve to know whether or not he is capable of fulfilling his duties as a senator. Now, he is not a senator in my state. I am in Florida. He is a senator for, he represents Kentucky. But if I were in Kentucky, I'd be demanding some answers. I'm not even living there, and I want some answers, because I tell you what, I don't care who is covering this up. I don't care if it is the Democrats or if it's the Republicans, even if it's Trump. Every single person who is covering this up needs to be held accountable. Point blank, period. Because this is getting ridiculous, y'all. With all the other crap that we're trying to deal with, now they're trying to hide the fact that a senator is on life support, most likely. And let me just throw in this disclaimer. This video is for informational purposes only. What I am reporting to you are things that I have heard on TV or other YouTube channels, and I am also stating my opinion. So with that disclaimer out of the way, y'all, I think it's about time that we need to rev up. And I'm not going to say the word because, hey, YouTube, but rev, okay? Because that's the only thing that I think is going to work as far as just starting the government over. Get everybody that is in there right now out. And I don't mean vote them out. We need to walk in there and tell them, you're fired, get out, the American people are taking over. I don't know the logistics. I just know that what we have in place right now is not working. And to continue doing this is the very definition of insanity. Why are we going to keep voting the same people in decade after decade until they can no longer walk, they can no longer speak intelligently, until they can't walk off of a stage without falling? Guys, these people are legitimately dying in their seats because they are allowed, once they get into Congress, to stay there until their very last breath. Number one, I think it is sad. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's a Democrat or a Republican. Mitch McConnell, I don't think has been mentally with it for a long time. And I don't think he is capable of making decisions. So whoever has allowed this to go on should be held accountable, whether it's his wife or whoever. We have got to get term limits in place. We have got to clear the House, clear the Senate, and start over. Because the way that things are being handled right now is just ridiculous. And I don't have an answer for it. I'm basically on here just, venting my opinion, just like everyone else is. But I do know that I don't believe that a lot of the representatives that are in office now were actually voted back in decade after decade after decade. Feinstein, the most recent one that passed away, she literally looked like the Walking Dead, y'all. Literally looked like the Walking Dead, and she was still wheeling around Congress. And I just think it is so sad. When you are in your 70s and 80s, you should be enjoying the rest of your life without stress, enjoying the fruits of your labor for all of those years that you worked. Why are they that power hungry that they want to continue on when they are wearing Depends and they can't think, their body can't function? They're falling in front of the cameras. I mean, they have to be embarrassed. I just don't know. I think it is elder abuse for anyone to allow this to continue to happen. I think we are long overdue for a rebuild of how our government works. Our Constitution and the Bill of Rights is not the problem. The problem is the people that we are electing are not following the Constitution and our Bill of Rights. But I don't know what the answer is, y'all. I think the only way that it would work would end up not being good for a lot of people. But anyway, guys, let me know what you guys think below. Do you think Mitch McConnell is already deceased? Do you think he is on life support? Or do you think that he is still alive and just ignoring everybody? But we do need proof of life if he is still alive. If he is not, then we need answers from the top about why this is being kept from the American people. All right, y'all, that's my opinion. And I will see you on the next one. Bye, y'all.